One thing I did experiment with in this time off, and I'm going to continue to experiment with it, is I changed all my promoted listings from 2% to 3%. Let's go ahead and talk about the YouTube numbers from June. Now, on to the big news of my life in the last 2 weeks. Welcome back, everybody. Did you miss us? We missed you guys. Although I can't lie, it has been nice sleeping in on Sundays and not having to do anything except for my listings and making sure I get all my shipping done for the weekend. But other than that, like I've enjoyed Sundays off, but it's nice to be back making a video for you guys. Last we left off, we were taking a break, helping our parents move. A lot of crazy stuff has happened since then in the personal life. We'll go ahead and talk about that once we get through all the numbers and everything. But as far as the business goes, I couldn't be more happier with how smoothly the business has operated for the last 2 weeks. I've just got all my processes down pat to where sourcing, listing, shipping, everything is just sealed tight to where I could maximize my time and efforts in every other place I needed to, whether that was college, helping family with the finalize the move, and then other things that happened to pop up throughout the 2 weeks. But it's been an absolutely great 2 weeks. It was definitely the recharge I needed, even though I did a lot more physical labor. It was the stepping back and doing something else just to clear my mind, to get me back in the game. And here we are, ready to go with another video. We also did miss the YouTube numbers for June, so we'll go ahead and cover that today as well once we're done with the eBay numbers. Let's just go ahead and jump into the numbers and see how we did in the last 2 weeks since the last time I've talked to you. In the last 2 weeks, we did a gross sales of $2,142, which was a net sales of $1,092. Average gross per sale was $22.79, which made the average net per sale $11.62, which gave us a 51% net profit margin and a 48% net profit margin per sale. Top 10 sources by net return for the last 2 weeks. Sunglasses have been flying out the door like always. Nothing new there. And then a mixture of different thrift stores, remotes back on the board. My brother's cell phone, his cell phone bill for the summer, since he took time off from his job just to take a summer break, his cell phone bill is paid off. We were able to make all the money we needed to out of that, which is awesome. Spent on new inventory in the last couple weeks is $89.28, which was a cost of goods of $199. I paid eBay a total of $314 in marketplace fees, and I paid $530 for shipping labels for the last couple weeks. Continued on my goal of listing 8 items every day, which was 168 total for the time period off, and equaling 94 sales. So our sell-through rate is above 50%. I'm very happy with that. Yesterday, I accidentally overlapped, or 2 days ago, I accidentally overlisted 1 and I did 9. So yesterday I did 7 just to balance and even it out. One thing I did experiment with in this time off, and I'm going to continue to experiment with it, is I changed all my promoted listings from 2% to 3% because I wanted to see if there was a difference. And I wanted to do it while I was off, so I wasn't, telling you guys what the progress was as it was going. And what I've noticed is it didn't translate into more sales overall. I'm still averaging about 30 sales per week. That's still the same. What I am noticing is, though, those bigger ticket items that have been sitting around for a while, those are getting pushed in the algorithm and they're getting a lot more love, and those are selling. So I've been selling a lot more big ticket items, like in that over $30 range, which is really nice. Does it have anything to do with increasing the 3% promotion? Maybe, maybe not. But I definitely saw the view counters on those items go through the roof, and eventually a lot of them sold. So I'm going to continue experimenting with the ad fee rate, because I just want to see. I don't think I'll ever go above 3.5%, but that's just me. Average time to list something in my store for the past couple weeks was 2 months. Average time to sell something in my store for the past couple weeks was 5 months. And we had a 537% return on investment and a 713% average return on investment per sale. Jumping into the top 10, number 10 are these Makeo's Mexican Kitchen, Senor Bob, and Cha-Cha Margarita Sombrero mug glasses. Now, this is a prime example of increasing the ad rate to 3%, and it literally sold the next day. I picked this setup for $2.68 at a local St. Vincent de Paul's. It sold on eBay for $42 even. That was $32 for the glasses and $10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $9.21. That provided me a net return of $22.20, which was an 828% return on investment and a 53% net profit margin. Number 9 sale of the week is this Dairy Industries in America by Ralph Seltzer, first edition 1976. Quick story time. I normally have very thick skin when it comes to comments and hate emails, of which I do get quite a few. Not a lot, but I get quite a few. And this book, about 3 weeks before I went on break, commenter, they said, do you really think it's worth it buying a book for a couple dollars and trying to sell it for $38 knowing nobody will ever buy it? And that actually crawled under my skin because like this book actually sells quite frequently. And I understand that being a public facing figure, people are going to go look at my store. I want you to go look at my store. As a matter of fact, after I tell you what I tell you about my personal life, I really going to want you guys to go check out my store. But this book had a great sell-through rate. And I just remember like this guy telling me this. I was like, wow, why would you come into this? And it was a comment. I was like, why would you come in here and just be hostile right away? Yes, I think buying a book for $1 and selling it for $40 is a great turnaround. I think that's a great flip any day of the week. So I'm just happy that this specific book that somebody brought up in a negative way in the comments ended up selling for a really good profit here on eBay. So it says I picked this up for $2.58 at a Goodwill. That's because I do an average price of the day. All books I buy are always tagged for $1. But when they average out for the day, sometimes the prices go up, sometimes the prices go down. This sold on eBay for $38.36. That was $31.48 for the book, $6.88 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $6.45. That provided me a net return of $23.28, which was a 902% return on investment and a 61% net profit margin. Number 8 sale of the week. These things have been sitting around for a long time, so it's nice to see them go. It's the Sony SSDV 2D bookshelf speakers. I picked these speakers up for $3.80 from a Goodwill in Green Bay, Wisconsin. They sold on eBay for $49.98. That was $39.98 for the speakers, $10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship these speakers was $15.84, so I did lose quite a bit on shipping on this one, which provided me a net return of $23.96, which was a 231% return on investment and a 48% net profit margin. Now, if you guys remember in my last episode before I went on break, I told you a lot of my older listings, I think the reason that nobody's buying them is because possibly I made some shipping mistakes. Well, part of this time that I took off as I went through and I started correcting some of those. And I wasn't as diligent as I should have been. I've just been going and like using my experience, like thinking in my head, oh, I know what the size of those speakers are. They're probably going to be this weight, put in a box this size, and then like I just went through and repriced everything. And a lot of stuff has now sold that way, but like this, I've lost money on the shipping side of it, which is fine. I still made a profit. There is one item I did sell this week or in the past couple weeks that I completely miscalculated shipping, and I probably should have been more diligent to actually look at it, and I ended up losing $10 on the deal overall, like $10 loss on the whole sale because I totally underestimated the cost of shipping on it. So always go back and look for your mistakes where you've overpriced shipping, but make sure when you're doing it, you're actually taking your time to price the shipping to where it's going to be in the ballpark of what it's actually supposed to be. And don't overcorrect and go the smaller way because it will cost you money. Take it from me. Number 7 sale are these Adidas Men's 13 Adidas Tough Corner Blitz football cleats. Now, I sold these as used, but they were brand new. You could tell that they had never been worn. They did not have a box. They didn't have any tags on them, but they were in pristine condition. I picked these up for $2.58 at a local Goodwill. They sold on eBay for $39 even. That was $29 for the cleats, and $10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.16. That provided me a net return of $24.20, which was a 938% return on investment, and a 62% net profit margin. Number 6 sale of the week are these Timber Creek by Wrangler men's 46 by 32 perfect fit pleated pants. These pants were brand new with the tag on it, and I picked them up for $2.48 at a local Goodwill. They sold on eBay for $39.98, which was $29.98 for the pants, $10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.36. That provided me a net return of $25.17, which is a 1,015% return on investment and a 63% net profit margin. Number 5 sale of the week is this Polo Ralph Lauren shirt, men's XL multicolor plaid popover short sleeve madras. I'm not a fashionista. I don't know what any of that means. However, I do know that this shirt was like a hybrid of a button-up, a casual button-up shirt and a polo shirt. Like, it wasn't the typical Ralph Lauren material. It was a lot softer, like their button-up shirts, but it only had 3 buttons. But then the collar was not like a polo collar. It was like a dress shirt collar. It's a very unique item, and when I looked it up and I saw what they were going for, I was absolutely floored that these were in the $30 to $40 range. And mine was older, which usually tacks on a heftier price to it. So I picked this up for $2.89 from a local Goodwill. It sold on eBay for $38.30. That was $30 for the shirt. I took a best offer, and $8.30 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $4.89. That provided me a net return of $25.48, which was an 882% return on investment and a 67% net profit margin. And this is another example of this shirt's been sitting around for a while. It always has gotten a lot of views. I increased my ad rates. The views tripled, and it ended up selling in that time. And the number 4 sale of the week is this Coach New York D1405-F2 8504 signature canvas handbag with leather handles. I picked this Coach purse up for $3.84 from a local Salvation Army. It sold on eBay for $44.09. That was $34.99 for the purse, $9.10 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $7.96. That provided me a net return of $26.40, which was a 688% return on investment and a 60% net profit margin. The number 3 sale of the week, and this was the sale that pushed my brother's cell phone bill getting it paid. My brother had this 2004 vintage Grand Theft Auto San Andreas Pro Club promotional t-shirt. So they made these shirts back in 2004 to like be a promotional giveaway at malls and such. And my brother got this and has held on to it for all these years. It's never been worn, still brand new. And I was absolutely surprised when I found out what these were going for. So I listed it on eBay. It took less than a month. It took 18 days to sell. And like I said, this was free. It was donated to me from my brother. It sold on eBay for $50 even. That was $43 for the shirt and $7 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship was $5.21. That provided me a net return of $35.62, which was a return of investment of 1,738% and a net profit margin of 71%. Number 2 sale of the week is this Hamilton Beach Prep Star food processor dishwasher safe model 70550R. I picked this food processor up for $2.58 at a local Goodwill. It sold on eBay for $68.98, which was $53.98 for the food processor, $15 for the shipping. Actual cost to ship this item was $15.99. Here's another one of those corrected items. I went back and looked, corrected the shipping on it, and lost $1, but that's not a big deal. Net return for it was $41.49, which provided me a return on investment of 1,608% and a 60% net profit margin. And the number 1 sale of the week is this Coach Women's 7B pull-on rubber rain boots, black with red logo. One of my local small town St. Vincent de Paul's, the local shoe store, was getting rid of all their last year's inventory. And so they donated a whole bunch of shoes and boots to the local St. Vincent de Paul's. And St. Vincent de Paul's had hundreds of pairs of brand new shoes. And of that lot, there was 3 of these pair of Coach boots that I picked up for brand new Coach boots that I picked up for $2.68 a pair. This is the first pair that sold. I've had them now for 4 months. They sold for $77.98, which was $62.99 for the boots, $15 for the shipping. The actual cost to ship this item was $8.58. That provided me a net return of $57.42, which is a 2,143% return on investment and a 74% net profit margin. These are the home runs that I like, where I bought 3 of these for $268 a piece, and selling the first pair not only clears the deck on the cost of goods, but we're already into the pure profit with just 1 pair sold, and now we're going to make good money as the other 2 sell, and they will sell. I think they're going to sell the closer we get to winter. I think I'll see both the other 2 pair I got go pretty quickly. And that is our top 10 sales of the month. So, like I said, the big thing with the business I wanted to talk about is experimenting with the promotional ad fees. I just watched a video where somebody was breaking it down, and they made a lot of sense to me, because normally I was like, I'm never going to go above 2%. But they started breaking it down because they were like, hey, if you're a 2%er, everybody has the same mentality of you that you'll never go 2%. Now, I know me increasing it to 3% is going to start a chain reaction where everybody goes to 3%. And if everybody's going to 3%, everybody has to be at 3%. But I just wanted to see if it would ignite some sales. And like I said, I didn't see it increase the number of sales over the last 3 weeks. What I did see it do was move a lot of the bigger ticket items that have been sitting around for a while, which that I am a fan of. Other big news while I was off, the first Monday after the last episode I did, I went and I wanted to do pictures for weeks at a time. Like, I want to just have pictures taken for weeks at a time. So I spent all day just taking photographs of inventory, getting it pictured so I could have it, so I could list it for the next couple weeks. And when I did that, it basically killed my cell phone. I had an iPhone 11, and it took me just to upload those pictures to my computer, because the memory was maxed out on my iPhone. It took me 5 to 6 hours of just uploading 1 to 5 images at a time up to my computer. And I vowed that that would never happen again. So the next day I went out and I bought a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max, the 1 terabyte version. This is like the most expensive phone on the market. They call this the influencer phone, because this is like what YouTubers and Instagram models and all that jazz they get, because it's 1 terabyte of data. And let me tell you, this thing has been a game changer in my business. There's no more slowdown when it comes to pictures and uploads. This thing has absolutely changed the game when it comes to that. So much so that since I've gotten it, right now, as I'm currently sitting, I have pictures caught up for a month, which means for all my listings that I'm going to do in the next month, all the pictures are already taken. All I've got to do is every day just go in and list them. And it's made it so much easier. It cost me a lot of money. This is a $1,700 phone, and I can't believe I paid $1,700 for a phone, but there it is. I did it. And I gotta say, now that I've had it for a couple weeks, I don't regret the purchase. I don't have buyer's guilt. It's been an absolute phenomenal investment for the business. And that's exactly what it is. This is an investment for the business and will be designated such on my tax return. All right, what else happened this week? My parents' move is finalized. So my parents have made the move. They are currently living on their property at their new place that they bought. The house is sold. Paperwork is done. It's done deal. We got everything moved the first week I was off, which was really nice to have that time to go and help my parents finalize and get that done. Right now, they're just waiting for their new place to get built, and they're currently living in a camper. So they're living that camper life like me, and now they know the struggle the same way I do. But I'm happy for them, and I hope everything goes smoothly with my parents' build and move, and I hope they're happy where they're at. Now, as for me, personal life, college is going good. A lot of B's in this new graphic design course. I'm having a trouble with typography. Not that I'm not getting it; it's just the way my artistic mind works. Like, the font is the thing I care about the least, and in graphic design, that's probably the most important. But I'm learning a lot, and it's not coming to me as easy as previous classes have. But I mean, I'm still maintaining A's and B's. It's just sad when I see that B plus instead of an A on the grade report. But that's just me nitpicking and being a Sally about it. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about the YouTube numbers from June. I'm not going to lie to you guys, before I even open this, I know that my YouTube numbers have been abysmal, and that's my fault because A, I haven't put videos out in 2 weeks, and B, I feel like summertime is just a naturally slowed down period for YouTube. And for the month of June, we made $38.80 here on this YouTube channel, which I'm not going to complain. That's a tank of gas. Any money that comes in through this is a blessing to me, and it is considered this blessing. But after I tell you guys the big news, I will tell you I'm going to have to really think about the next advertising offer I get to accept, because I'm really going to need the money coming up. And let's go ahead and take the time. Let's go ahead and take this time real quick to thank all of the channel members who donate $1 a month to the channel. And that's Repair Gang, Flippin' Llama, I'm Just Key, Lone Star Mulligans, and Coins Making Sense. And I think everybody but Flipping Llama is a content creator, so you make sure you go and check their channels out. I know Lone Star Mulligans has been putting out great golf content. He's really been ramping it up. He's trying to hit his goal to where he can put in indoor golf simulator. So whenever he's buying golf clubs to sell on eBay, he can do videos on using the indoor simulator at his house. So make sure you go over and support him. Support I'm Just Key. He puts out great videos on sales. They've been very sporadic lately, but still great, solid content. Coins Making Sense has the Wednesday stream, and Repair Gang does also sales videos as well. So make sure you guys go and check this out. Thank you to all the members of the channel. It is super appreciated. You guys are awesome, and this channel, you guys are a big part of the channel, and I really, truly appreciate it. Now, on to the big news of my life in the last 2 weeks. The Monday morning after the last episode, my hot water heater died again, just like it did in winter. The brand new board that I bought for it in winter, fried out. So I had to special order another board, and this time I bought 3 boards. So if another board burns out, I've got one ready to go, and I don't have to go without hot water for a couple days. But I went without hot water for the first week, and I was taking cold showers, which in the middle of summer, that's not a bad thing. When it happens in winter is when it stinks. So I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, I'm putting all this money in for little repairs on the camper, and I mean, I'm living fine right now. It's expensive in the wintertime. It's expensive in the summertime when you got the AC running, just because it's not insulated well. I've been wanting to get a place, but I've been really cheap about it, and I've been pinching my pennies and saving every dollar I can. I think I talked about it a couple months ago. I had an opportunity to buy a mobile home, but the deal just didn't work out, and the deal fell through. Last week, I woke up Tuesday morning, and I went on Facebook Marketplace, and there was a new mobile home listed, and it was an older model. Didn't have a price on it, because Facebook Marketplace is weird like that. Not everybody puts a price on stuff. And the way their write-up for it was written, it made it sound like they were giving it away for free. And it was an older model, but it was clean and it was in good condition. It had good bones, as they say. So I messaged the lady, the owner, and I asked her, I said, hey, I'm confused. Are you selling this or are you giving it away? Because the way this reads, it sounds like you're giving it away. And she said, no, we're selling it. We're hoping to get $20,000 for it. I said, okay. I don't have $20,000. I have liquidated what I could get hands on cash that day. I had $15,000. And remember, I've still got to move this thing if I was going to buy it. I've still got to get an electrician to come out and do the wiring. I got to do the plumbing to run to the septic tank. The water, I have to have the well ran to it. So if I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna have to get it for a super cheap price. And the last one I was thinking about getting was $15,000 just for the mobile home. So I asked her, I said, do you mind if I go down and take a look at it? It's like their cottage, like their little camp, their getaway camp. And it was about 60 miles. It's about 60 miles away from me. So about an hour drive. She's like, yeah, it's unlocked. Go ahead and check it out. So I drove down there and I went and checked it out. And what I will tell you is, it is old. When you walk into it, it's like walking into a time capsule from the late 60s and early 70s. All the appliances are 70s. Like if you watch old game shows, these were the appliances that they would give away on those game shows. But they were all really clean. The whole place was clean. Structurally, it was sound. The floors were brand new. The only thing that was remodeled and new in the whole place were the floors, which is the best part because mobile home floors are notorious for being the first thing to go on a mobile home. So this mobile home has brand new floors. So it's this brand new, beautiful, modern wood flooring, no carpet, which is another thing I like, in there all throughout the whole entire thing. And then everything else, the walls are like wood paneling from the set 60s. It's puke green appliances. Like if you turned on Prices Right when, Bob had black hair, these were the appliances that were given away. So I checked it out. It's in great shape. It's worth every bit of $20,000. I mean, it's worth every bit of 20,000. It's a beautiful, beautiful old mobile home. So I go home from taking a look at it, and I messaged her, and I felt terrible because I hate when people lowball me on eBay. But I lowballed. I lowballed, and I said, hey, I know how expensive it is to move it. It's going to cost me probably anywhere between 5 and 10 grand just to move it to my property. I said, with the moving costs, and the cost of having to hire all the contractors to plug everything up, I said I would feel comfortable offering you $3,000. And I told her, I said, I understand that this is a low offer. Please feel free to deny it. Please know that I'm not doing this to insult you. I'm just letting you know this is what I can offer. And she messages me back and she says, my husband is absolutely going to kill me, but I will sell it to you for $5,000. And I said, where do I send the money? And we set everything up. I paid for it off, paid cash. So it's done. It's paid off. It's bought and paid for. Now I am going through the horrible problem of trying to get it moved to my property, which if you've ever had to deal with this in your life, it is not the most easiest task in the world. I have to pull license and permits from both the state of Wisconsin and Michigan to get permission to move it. Then I've got to find a contractor who's licensed in both Michigan and Wisconsin to move a mobile home. And right now, there's only one person in all of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan who's licensed, and he already told me he will not move it because the roof on it, the older roof, he's like, it's a great roof, it's in great condition, but it's really, really heavy, and it's so top heavy that my truck can't handle it. I've had problems with them in the past, and I won't do it. So now I'm stuck to Wisconsin mobile home movers, and right now I can't get any of them on the phone. So if you are watching this and you are in the Wisconsin area and you know somebody that moves mobile homes, let me know. Hit me in the comments with that information, because I'm trying to find somebody who's licensed in Wisconsin and Michigan to move this for me. I did get a hold of one guy. He said he could do it. He put me on the list for September, and he says before he can do anything though, he said, I'm on the list for the move, but I have to fill out a form and a questionnaire that he was going to send to me in an email. And he's never sent it to me in email yet. Everybody else, I've got phone messages out, but I do have a permanent residence on the way. With that said, how does that affect the channel? I'm going to be very, very busy at sporadic times for stuff to do with that. So there might be weeks where there's just not an episode that comes out on a Sunday. Because I'm going to do all I'm responsible for all the moving costs and disconnecting it from the property up there. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to disconnect all the utilities myself. So I'm going to be spending a lot of time doing that. So there might be some Sundays where if stuff comes up, I don't put out an episode. Just know we'll do it like we did today, where we catch up on all the stuff we missed in the previous time. Also, I'm going to be depleting all of my savings account and for this whole entire project. So if you are looking for a pair of sunglasses or an old remote control, please make sure you keep Phoenix Sales 85 in mind. Link to my store is in the description below. And with that said, I think it would be really hard for me to turn down the next sponsorship offer. I've turned down every single sponsorship offer I've been offered in the past so far. But now that I'm staring down this barrel, you guys might be getting sold something that I don't want to be selling you, but I might tell you about it. So just know that might come in the future, and I do pre-apologize for that. Also, if you really want to support me and help me out in the YouTube channel with the YouTube channel for free, I have playlists of all my videos. Just go to the playlist, hit play, and watch all my videos. I'm not saying go to that playlist and just run the playlist over and over in the background, because that would be against YouTube's terms of service, and I would never recommend you do that. But if you wanted to watch all my videos on a playlist, I think you should totally do that, because that would be greatly appreciated. So thank you guys so much for all the support you provided. Thank you guys for hanging out with me and letting me take 2 weeks off to just recharge and have a mental health break. It was nice. It was good to step away from this for a little bit. We're back at it now. We're here. And like I said, barring anything coming up where I have to do for the move of the house, we will be putting out a Sunday episode every week. And now that I got a new phone with a terabyte of data that's got a really sick camera on it, maybe I'll try to start making other content around the eBay space. I really never liked doing the thrift with me stuff or like the shop with me at yard sales. But I know a lot of people like them. It's just awkward doing it with the camera in public, and then you get people who you could tell obviously don't like the camera being there, and I just stopped doing it because of that reason. But I might start doing it again. Yeah. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for all the love. Thank you for all the support. Uh, I hope that all of your sales have been great the last couple weeks since we've been gone. My summer sales have surprised me with how good they've been. I was prepping for this summer for my sales just to die out, and they haven't died out yet. And I consider myself very blessed and fortunate, and I hope you guys are experiencing the same thing. And if you're not experiencing it, I hope your business turns around super quick and sales start flying off the shelf. That's all I got for you guys this week. It's been a blast. Boots and Bandit, you guys want to say hi? It's been a while since you guys have been on camera. Booch, where are you at? Here, come up, bud. Booch, you want to say hi? You guys ready to go inside? You guys ready for air conditioning? Too hot out here for you guys? So Boots and Bandit say hello. They're happy to be back too. So you guys can see them grow. Their hair's getting long again. I'm gonna have to give them a haircut here coming up, and that's my least favorite project as a pet owner is cutting my dog's hair. Oh, you want love now? All right, we'll get it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this week. Again, I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys have a great week to come. And remember, no matter what happens, I will see you guys next Sunday. Have a great week, everyone.